Hey everyone, it's Sarada and I Scribble. Today we are doing Mars as a flower girl, and this piece in particular is actually it's really inspired, and it's also kind of a tribute piece to SimaIsDrawing here on YouTube. She is doing a series of flower girls right now that she has been doing for quite a few months. She is up on 10, I think, and the original series was supposed to be 3, so she has been really going strong with those drawings, and each time she has put up a video, I've just been feeling like, man, I should do something like that. It looks so cool, and I really like the concept because she does this monochromatic look where only the flowers are colored, and she also incorporates piercings and tattoos into each drawing. And I was watching all the videos again on Saturday when I did this piece, and there's such a great unity to the series. Like, you can tell that all of these drawings belongs in the same set, and it's also been really cool to see how her style has sort of evolved and changed over time. Like, it's really interesting to see the improvement. So yeah, this is my little tribute piece to that series because I really wanted to draw a flower girl. Of course, adding my own twist to it. I don't want to copy right off, so I used one of my model characters. This is Mars, and she worked really well for this too because she is a monochromatic character. She has gray fur. Usually it's blue tinted, but I removed the blue for this one, and she has black hair, so it just worked really well with her. The flower I picked was Cornflower, or Bachelor's Button is also a name for it, I think. It's a very common flower here in Sweden, and I think that's a part of the series that I've loved a lot too, because she's been using, like, not your standard common flowers or what you usually see in art. She's been drawing like dandelions and rosehip, which is also another common thing here, lily of the valley and things like that, and it's just been really nice to see flowers more uncommonly used in artwork, because you see a lot of roses and big flowers like that, so it's just been cool. I tried to incorporate as many of the elements from her series into my tribute as possible, so a lot of tattoos, the leaf vine things. I tried to add a nose ring because pretty much all of her flower girls have had a nose ring, I think. But personally, I don't like nose rings, and I think Mars's nose didn't work too well with a nose ring either. So I just skipped that and added loads of rings, and she has a lot of ear piercings to start with anyway, so I went with that instead. Drawing the cornflowers was actually really fun. I usually don't do a lot of flowers. They're not my favorite thing to do, but I found a really good botanical illustration of cornflowers and could break them down into very simple shapes, and it made it really easy for me to put it into line art. Another thing that makes me like this piece a lot is because it's a digital piece and I haven't done digital art in a while. It's been a lot of traditional stuff, and also I did it in one sitting, which is something that doesn't happen a lot for me anymore. Don't have the patience, but I did this all in one sitting. I completed it in roughly 4 hours, a little less, I think 3 hours, 50 minutes or something. But I feel like that is a thing. That is something I feel really proud of, that I could sit for that long and just go. Putting in flat colors right now. I actually did color in her eyes because Mars without her blue eyes isn't really Mars, but I think it's adding my own twist to the sort of concept, and also it worked really well together with the flowers. Also, sorry if this voiceover is choppy and sort of disjointed because I keep getting interrupted by dogs and people outside and people asking things, so if it sort of cuts in and out, that's why. I'm sorry. I always get really excited when I hit the shading stage because shading is something I enjoy. It puts that final touch, that final piece of life into a drawing, and I really enjoy that. This one in particular I think I enjoyed a lot because it was monochromatic. It simplified a lot of the work and made the whole process quite painless. Sometimes I struggle with the shading. Even though it's my favorite part, I still struggle with it, but this was really enjoyable. I slowed down a few parts of this video, by the way. In the beginning, I slowed down when I inked the eyelashes, because inking eyelashes is something I've always really liked. Like, it is one of my favorite things to do, is adding those long wispy things. And I also slowed down this part here when I'm coloring the eyes. This video is mostly running at about 50 times normal speed, but this part is, even though it looks kind of fast still, it's only running at 5 times normal speed. Well, I wanted to slow this part down, mainly because it's also another part that I really enjoy doing, is coloring eyes, and I also wanted to highlight the way I color eyes. I jump back and forth a lot, which helps me keep the eyes looking similar. Like, whatever I do to the left eye, I also do to the right eye before I go to the next step. So if I change a little corner, I make sure that little corner is the same in both eyes before I go. You can see it here when I add the highlights too, like I do one and then I move to the next eye and then switch back and forth just to get them equally positioned so I don't have to struggle with that later. I added really simple shading to the hair, like big blocks of dark and then erased out sort of strands to create texture. I added a lot of shine to her jewelry and her nails to get in some highlights. I really like highlights, and I avoided using highlights in her hair simply because I wanted the flowers to stand out more. And I think if I added highlights there, simply because her hair is black, I would have used white highlights, and it would have probably deteriorated or sort of lost the focus from the flowers too. We're almost at the end now. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you don't mind, Sima, that I did this little trivia piece. I've really been enjoying the series, and hope you can finish it. Thank you so much for watching. Please do, if you haven't, take a moment to subscribe. You can hit that button, join in for more fun art videos. You can also follow me on all my social media. Links to those will be down below, as well as to my Etsy and my Redbubble store. Until next time, keep on scribbling, friends. Bye!